Damen und Herren, Meisters and Jungen, and welcome back to the F1 podcast. I'm joined by David.
Hello there.
So, yeah, Alan was going to join us. I will say this now. Alan was going to join us, but unfortunately, because of work commitments, he didn't get a chance to see the race. But he did catch up. He has caught up with it. Well, he said he's caught up with bits of highlights, but not enough for discussion.
I mean, let's be honest, he missed an interesting Monaco Grand Prix, which is not something we've said very often.
After an hour.
It was worth the wait.
It was worth the wait, yeah, it was. But, so, basically to begin with, what did you actually think of the race? We'll go this way. What did you think of it?
It was a very good race. It was an interesting race. We got some very different strategy options. I mean, it's not often you see a time when there was cars on the track with wets, inters and slicks on at the same time.
True.
You had massive pain for Leclerc. I am honestly gutted for Leclerc. But I will say what we had was a absolutely fantastic weekend for the number 2 drivers.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said it for the last couple of podcasts, I feel. Sainz has needed a good finish.
And
he's had some shit luck. He's had some shit luck that wasn't his fault. But I think he's needed a good finish to settle him down, and that was it. And obviously, you know, I'm a big Perez fan. I've made no lies about that. And to see him through was always great.
Yeah.
To bring himself only 15 points off the lead of the championship with a long way to go.
As Danny Ricciardo would call it, redemption after what happened at Barcelona. And so practice was just practice. Not a lot of binning. I expected a lot more people to bin it apart from...
Yeah, I know what you mean. I was, especially with the new size of new cars and the interesting weather conditions.
Yeah. I did expect a lot of binning it, but was it?
As I say,
no, it was qualifying. Never mind.
As I say, it was the only one I really caught was practice 3, was where Ricciardo had his moment.
Now, they're not. But McLaren didn't blame Danny Rick for that.
It wasn't. It was just a.
Because if you notice, the front wing just fell off the fucking car.
Yeah, the front wing had come off before he hit the barrier.
Yeah, because you saw.
Now I don't know whether it caught the floor as the car flexed. You know, as he because he come through the. This is where I'm shit with corner names, as I am with every track. But he come through the chicane before the. That's the swimming pool complex.
Yeah, the swimming pool complex.
The car got loose. I think as he countered it, the wing must have just hit the ground with enough force
and come off.
Yeah,
because all you saw was on the slow-mo was the wing sliding.
The wing coming past first.
Yeah, and then him following
straight to the scene of an accident.
Yeah, but it was just don't know if, like I said, I don't exactly know what happened because it was just the way it was, and there didn't seem to be much.
Yeah,
the coverage was pretty poor this Monaco race compared to last year. The coverage was pretty poor. Obviously, as we know, it's local. It was a local whatever that was doing the feed. But no, they just seem to be all over the place with it. Usually, if when you saw in Miami and Barcelona and stuff, you saw them focus on a lot more people.
Yeah.
But if they were going to stay with a driver the entire lap, they did. Whereas in Monaco, they didn't do that.
Well, I said you got to remember, as you say, it's not Sky, and it wasn't Liberty Media doing it. It wasn't
Liberty Media, no. It was the local But I don't think Liberty Media were too impressed with the coverage either. To be honest, I don't blame them. To be honest, I'm glad that they didn't use the drone, but they couldn't use the drone. They couldn't use the drone round Monaco anyways. Because there's just too many tall buildings, which would confuse the GPS anyways. And there's too many power lines and whatever else. People and stuff.
That just had sport to it.
Which makes me wonder how they got away with using that drone. Did they use the drone on race day in Barca?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
How did they get away with that?
I don't fully get why we would.
Because you're not allowed to be lower than 400 feet around crowded people. You've had crowds in the grandstands.
Maybe the drone was higher just with a decent lens on it.
That was just a 4K camera on it. Could tell by the footage.
Unless they had clearance. You probably can get clearance to go lower for events and stuff.
That would have to go through CAA. All it would have had to... Depends who was doing it, but it would have had to go through CAA for that. Because you technically...
the Spanish equivalent.
It'd still be air traffic control.
For Barcelona, it'd be the Spanish equivalent.
Still be air traffic control.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not denying
that.
It'll be the local... Well, it won't be the local, but it'll be the... The thing would have had to gone. No, because it won't be the FAA, because that's America. It still will be the Civil Aviation Authority. Like European.
Spain have their own, apparently the EASA.
Yeah, well, it would have been them then. But the only way they would have had to do that is through a license. Through a commercial license. That would have allowed a clearance of what they were doing, but you're still not even under a commercial license, even here. With permission, you're not allowed under 400 feet.
I'm sure you can get, especially if you're a company the size and with the people Liberty Media have.
Well, yeah, but...
You can get dispensations for things like that.
Yeah, but still within law, drone law, you still have to abide by that law. But they didn't use the drone that much, and I hope it never comes back, because it was horrible. It really was.
It was an interesting experiment.
It was, an interesting experiment, but it was horrible.
Told you after the touring cars at Brands Hatch, I'd love to see blimps coming back to be a thing at these events.
Yeah. You're on about the Goodyear blimp.
Yeah, obviously it couldn't be the Goodyear blimp.
I said get a Pirelli. Get Pirelli to get one up. I
mean, personally, if I ran Goodyear, I would just go and fly it over an F1 race weekend just to...
Yeah. That'd be it. That would be interesting. I mean, Silverstone. Silverstone would be a good one. But, because you've got... Monaco wouldn't have worked for a blimp. Because of the height.
Yeah. I also saw somebody posted quite a funny picture of when he was doing over Brands Hatch was the flight tracker for it, which basically showed you going in a circle all day.
Makes you wonder it had enough fuel on board. But
he probably landed a time or two, and I don't know, they might not use a lot of fuel, to be fair.
Yeah, but that... the engines would. But that's why, that's why the drone, you didn't see the drone being used much because of the battery life. It was, I don't know, it was horrible. Even like I said in the last podcast myself.
And you're somebody who's messed about with drones and stuff like that.
I own a drone.
Yeah.
I know if you're not stable with that camera, if you're not stable with the camera, it creates horrible movement. And that, clearly the drone that they used wasn't a Phantom model. It was one of the smaller ones, because you could tell by the way when they were moving it, you could sort of tell.
Yeah.
It wasn't a gimbal mounted camera. It was actually slightly below, either on the drone, attached to the drone because of the way it moved, when the camera moved when it did it. But they are horrible to to watch. Even on a big screen, it just made me feel quite motion sick.
Hmm.
And that's why I hope they don't ever do that again. Because it's just a horrible thing to do. I mean, do you still have the predictions, by the way? I know this is early.
I have it open in front of me, which, wow, we were off the scale.
This is early. I'm just wondering, where did we get with our predictions?
I've got them in front of me.
So what did Alan say?
Well, of course, the actual result was Perez, Sainz, Verstappen. Fastest lap went to Norris.
Yeah, it did.
I looked it up just before we started talking.
Yeah.
Now, none of us got the order right. None of us got all three drivers right.
No, because I think I said Leclerc, didn't I?
No, you said... Well, Alan got the...
Go for Alan.
Alan's predictions was Leclerc, Verstappen, Perez with Leclerc fastest lap.
Right.
I said Verstappen, Leclerc, Russell fastest lap to Perez.
Right.
And you said Verstappen, Russell, Leclerc fastest lap to Sainz.
Damn.
So none of us were anywhere fucking near.
No, we're nowhere near.
I mean, I'd give Alan the points because he got Verstappen and Perez.
Yeah.
But he got them second and third.
Why did he say an order, though? Did we say orders, or did we just...
The way I've rolled them down, I'm assuming we meant first, second, third, the way
Yeah.
we said them. Which we're going to have to start doing it, because I'm going to ask you at the end of this for the one for the next race. I'm going to record them as well.
Yeah, because this is Azerbaijan, the next one.
I mean, we'll try and get Alan's predictions off him at some point.
Yeah.
Well, it's Baku next.
Yeah, Azerbaijan next.
Okay, now.
Could be interesting, boy. Could be interesting. So, qualifying.
I didn't see a lot of qualifying. All I saw was clips afterwards, including the parking job by Perez.
Qualifying was just basically what qualifying normally is, slower cars. And to be honest, wasn't anything special, The last Q3 was a bit of a fuck up. They were all about to go out again for the final lap, and as we say, Perez parked it into... I don't even know the fucking turn name. Basically, just before the tunnel. Yeah, it's casino, isn't it?
And then Sainz came around the corner to find a Red Bull sideways on the track.
And hit him. And then
it wasn't a big impact, was it, from what I saw?
Perez lost the back wing.
And then Verstappen was the next one round, but luckily managed to stop.
Yeah. And then the race. Now...
Well, no, and then first the 1 hour delay.
Well, yeah, that's what I was getting to. The 1 hour delay. Now...
I mean, it's funny, I think we talked, was it on the last podcast or was it ourselves afterwards? And the rumour of thunderstorms around that weekend.
It was on the last podcast. Yeah. We said it was good possibility of rain. Just not probably that amount of rain at that sudden moment.
Yeah, well, like I say, I actually, because I wasn't at home, I literally got back to watch the race. I think I got back in about 5-2, and I think it had just finished. Just finished that shower, because it wasn't rain. I think I got like the grid walk done in the dry, then it had pissed it down.
Yeah, I didn't see the grid walk. Apparently,
no, I didn't.
Apparently, it was a bit of another one.
Shit show, which apparently seems to be Brundle's forte right now.
Yeah, apparently it was another bit of a shit show, and he got snubbed by somebody again. But it's like we've said, if you're not willing to be approached, get off the grid.
Yeah. It'd be like somebody sitting down in the front row of a comedy show and getting mad if they happen to get picked out. That doesn't work.
No, I know that, but the bodyguards had suddenly appeared again. You think they might have learned? Clearly not. Yeah, I didn't see the grid walk, but I'd heard about the grid walk from what I've read on, obviously, Brundle's Twitter and news articles, various news things from that have been going around. One article made me laugh though, because who the fuck's Simon Brundle?
Martin's son?
There's nobody called Simon Brundle. They hadn't clearly caught Martin's name. They called him Simon Brundle. One of the articles, I'm like, and everybody was in the comments was like, who the fuck is Simon Brundle? It's not.
Were they getting Martin Brundle and Simon Lazenby crossed up or something like that?
Oh, possibly. But it was just a case of like, wow, you really didn't do your you didn't check your facts before you wrote that article then. Makes you laugh when they screw that up. And yeah, so apparently, as we said, there was an hour delay. That was it. The race was going to get started, wasn't it? It was going to get started about 10 minutes afterwards.
Yeah, and then the rain came back and delayed it further.
And then it went to a delayed start.
Yeah.
And then it was... But apparently they don't know if the delayed start was caused because of that certain power issue. But the thing that got me was what I'd said to you, because obviously I was keeping David informed, because I was sat watching the Grand Prix, and I was keeping David informed if there was any movement.
Because I cut across, because that same time was touring cars on. So I'd gone across and watched this. I'm sure the race director must be a touring car fan, because the F1 kicked off just as the second touring car race finished.
Yeah.
It was perfect timing. I reckon he was watching it in the video box or something.
So, while obviously David was watching that, I was watching the non-movement. The pit crews were scrambling all over. They were literally scrambling all over at that point. And they didn't know what to do because it had all this weather coming in and it had completely just...
Well, they reckon that's part of the reason why they made them do a safety car start, didn't it? Because that forced them onto extreme wets.
Under one of the articles, if it's a safety car start, they have to start behind the safety car. Everybody has to start behind the safety car on the extreme wets.
Yeah.
Now, did somebody forget to give AlphaTauri that memo?
Why, because did they generally start on here?
Because I think Yuki started on Inters.
Because at one point it was showing Verstappen and Perez on it, but I think that was a glitch. That wasn't actually...
Yeah, there was a graphical glitch there. But no. Yuki started on Inters.
Oh.
He was supposed to start on extreme wets. Everybody had to start the race on extreme wets. I don't like this graphic down the side that shows what tyres are, what tyres and all that. I do like that, but I don't if it's not correct. And it clearly wasn't. It was just completely... They just couldn't do it quick enough. But I think the reason why that graphic was so confused is because they didn't know what tyres people were starting on.
Yeah, I think there was one of those situations where there was a lot of the rules that had never actually been put into full, because we started getting talk about the frigging 3 hour. Well, we ended up with a race that finished on time, not on laps.
Yeah, we ended up going W Series rules.
Because the rule is a 2 hour race over a 3 hour window, wasn't it? And we hit the point where it wasn't gonna. Well,
but it makes me wonder. It was because of that red flag as well.
Yeah.
I do apologise if you keep hearing on this podcast, if you're going to hear something sounding like it's connected and disconnecting because it's my computer's deciding to do something funny again.
I can't hear that, so.
No, you will be able to. It's something on my end that's doing it, and I don't know why. Without checking the event viewer. I know exactly what it'll be. Or do I? I'll have to have a look. But, yeah. Actually, it could be that. Let's, this. No. Just close. Vegas has had an update. As it is. So yeah. Windows notifications should never come over streamer mode, which that's been weird. It's not my laptop because my laptop's on silent, so you wouldn't hear that. Excuse me. Yeah, it just I don't know. Was it during qualifying? I missed one point. Yuki, when he cracked that wheel rim.
No, I didn't see any of that, so.
Going down into the first chicane after the tunnel, Yuki got a little bit too close to the barrier, basically damaged the wheel rim. They chucked a red flag.
Right.
Very quickly. Like I said, the red flag was done very, very, very quickly there. Too quick, if you ask me. And I don't know what it was. You know. Then there was, did you not? There was Mick. He got stuck. Blocked the pit lane. Don't know why. Oh, no, that was it.
There was Leclerc missing the way station in practice 3.
Yeah. And yeah, I couldn't exactly say. Sorry guys, I have no idea what's causing it. It's gonna really piss me off. I'm gonna have to go through all of my USBs. Gonna have to check all my USBs later on. So you're gonna have to put up with it, guys. It seems there's something that keeps disconnecting and reconnecting. I have no idea what it is. So, but I've not. Last time I did it, I ran a virus check. I've done all that, you know. So I know this is going off topic, but
Off topic, us. When does that ever happen?
yeah, I don't know what's causing it. But I've got nothing open that, you know,
Should cause it.
Yeah, I've got nothing running in the background that's causing it. So I don't know.
Just have to.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't hear it. So
no,
it's not.
you won't be able to. I'm just.
Right, just try and rattle this back. So,
yeah, I'm just trying to ignore it a bit.
I mean, the only sort of real incident in the race was Schumacher, which I understand this year the cars are designed to fall apart a little easier, but surely that gearbox shouldn't have come. I mean, number one, to see a Haas ripping in half is horrid flashbacks for an F1 fan anyway.
Grosjean?
Well, yeah, but that wasn't a big impact.
No.
You know what I mean? I know that sounds stupid, but that wasn't, to me, a big impact. I did laugh because I was sat there watching. It got me thinking how they were going to actually recover that back end of a car, because it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world to...
No.
You're not going to be able to lift it up and walk off with it, let's put it that way.
Nope.
But other than that, as you say, it was actually it was a good race, but I thought there must have probably going to be more incidents just because of the cars and the track and... Oh yeah, there was was it Latifi and Vettel who touched the wall while following the safety car?
Was it not Albon? Not Albon.
One was Latifi, I'm pretty sure of that.
Was it not Alonso?
No, it was Latifi and it was a Aston.
Oh, was that? I'm guessing that was when...
when they'd set off behind the safety car before they got proper green flag running.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. The tyres were warm. But it was... Yeah, I don't know. In all honesty. Because I kind of they didn't cut to it. This is what I mean. They missed bits out. Because you never saw that until they chucked it on upon a replay.
Which at times, I mean, sometimes that just happens. That.
Oh, yeah. Alonso made a train.
Oh man, that image of the map where there's 6 cars at one part and the rest of the field is on the other side of the map. I think he's an absolute work of... Alonso made a train, and then when he was told, right, you've done enough, you can go, just fucked off.
Yeah.
And left him to it. That was brilliant.
It was just... Because it was pissing Hamilton off. No end.
Which is always a good thing.
Oh, yeah. And they had Nico Rosberg on the commentary team.
I'd give him a full-time post next season.
Yeah. Well, Danica wasn't there. She won't be back to probably America.
Yeah.
Because she was doing IndyCar. She was on the
I did catch a little bit of IndyCar, not all of it. I watched a little bit, but
she was on the commentary team for IndyCar. Fucking hell! I watched some of IndyCar and fuck me, one car just.
Yeah.
But what makes the difference is with IndyCar is they have that much service crew. If there's an accident, you see that many guys and vehicles and shit on the track. Behind a Corvette safety car. But they're out there on the track. I mean, I know their tracks are big. I know the tracks are bigger for allowing them to do that, but you couldn't do that on an F1.
Oh yeah.
There was a bad crash, and there was 4 or 5 service cars, including medical assistants there.
Yeah.
Then there was a fucking road sweeper that was out up on the track, and service cars and all that lot, and it's you couldn't do that on an F1. Not a chance.
To be fair, some of the tracks do it. It depends on I mean, Monaco's a bad example because it's never going to have good service and that.
No.
Some of the later custom built stuff, actually, you'd be surprised the amount of service roads they can put in. And
yeah, true. I don't know. Like I say, the race was it was eventful but uneventful, and it was one of the better Monaco races, but
yeah, and like I say, a great race for the number 2 drivers. That's
yeah. Do you think this is the last Monaco? Because
now I was talking to my dad before. I said I could see it continue. I think it's run its course as a championship Grand Prix. I just think the track's not suitable. I get its heritage. I get what it shows. I get what it stands for.
yeah,
I could see it as a non-championship event. My dad pointed out other teams going to be willing to turn up and risk time and money for a non-championship event.
well, yeah, that's true. Because I know that I did catch some of the notebook, but Ted was, he was on about.
Yeah.
There'd been discussions and stuff going on for the future of Monaco, but it hasn't officially signed a future contract yet.
Yeah.
And apparently Tag Heuer has pissed. There's a war going on now between Tag Heuer and Rolex.
You better watch out for that one.
Because apparently Tag Heuer had put a lot of advertising stuff up, but Rolex and basically claimed that they were the main sponsors of Formula One.
Yeah.
When timekeeping for Formula One, apparently, but then Ted pointed out in the notebook, well, why is Rolex there then? Rolex pay a lot of money to have them clocks.
Yeah.
They are the official time for Formula One, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah. So there's a bit of there's certain things that are more likely not securing Monaco's future. At the moment. But there's nothing been finalised or not finalised yet. For whether, Monaco is going to get another Grand Prix.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens with the calendar next year.
I think especially as there's more and more tracks winning, I can see Monaco being one that gets cut just because of where it is. Like I say, maybe have a gala weekend there or something for do the end of year trophy presentation there or something if they're really.
Because, like we say, Monaco, there wasn't a lot of overtakes. There really wasn't. There was a couple.
Well, there isn't because the track is so simple to defend because the track is only just 2 cars wide.
Yeah, no, but there was a couple of overtakes, but not a lot. It just really didn't. It was good, but it was just a bit.
Yeah.
In parts with Monaco, and we knew Monaco was going to be because of where Monaco is. I mean, K-Mag went out because of a water pump.
Water pump failed and then Mick obviously crashed out.
Mick crashed.
I think they were the only 2 retirements, weren't they, as far as I'm aware?
Are you sure?
I can't recall that one.
Was it Guan Yu Zhou?
No, Albon.
Oh, okay. It was
Albon retired on lap 48, but I honestly can't recall why or what for.
Yeah, don't know. No, so it wasn't Guan Yu Zhou, it was, sorry. It was Albon.
Apparently, Albon also received a 5-second time penalty for leaving so I can gain advantage. Well, he DNF, so that kind of seems a mute point.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the other thing. Ocon getting a penalty for causing a collision with Hamilton.
Yeah.
Did you see? Now, I saw that. Hamilton was nowhere near far enough alongside to be muscling for space. From the shots I saw, his front wing was barely alongside Albon's rear tyre.
Albon's or Ocon?
Ocon, sorry, I'm getting...
Yeah, I saw that, but... Yeah, because didn't Hamilton get a puncture?
No, he didn't get a punch. He got wing damage. Which I'm guessing they then changed during the red flag as they're allowed to.
Yeah. No, I did see that, but just couldn't. Yeah, no. Like I said, the FA are a bit of an embarrassment this year.
I don't know if embarrassment. I think because we've now got 2 race directors, we're getting such inconsistency.
Hence why I said they're an embarrassment.
I don't know. I think that's a strong term. I think
strong term.
Really?
Are you kidding me?
I don't get this flip flopping. When they said there's going to be 2 race directors, I actually thought, great, yeah, 2 people. You're going to get ability to split decisions. I thought there was going to be 2 at every race, not that we're going to alternate.
No, this is the thing. They're alternating. But
they both seem to have very different styles.
And they're shit, yeah. Honestly.
You know, there's one guy who I'm sure is half bull because he's obsessed with the colour red.
Yeah.
You know, so if anything happens, oh no, there's a flag on the track, red flag.
Yeah. This is what I mean. To say that these 2 have got fucking experience. You know what I say? Let's piss the Hamilton fans off because I'm about to say it. Bring him back. Bring back Massey. Because at least you knew what the fuck was going on. Yes, it was controversial over the whole Abu Dhabi bollocks, and I'm not bringing that up again. Yeah. But at least we didn't have inconsistency and, you know, red flags for stupid little things. I get red flags for serious things, yeah. The red flag to do... The red flag that came out in... one of... It was either... the qualifying race. When... That was it. When Yuki busted... It was Q1, I think. When Yuki bust his wheel rim... A marshal chucked a red flag. That's why they red flagged it. The marshal chucked a red flag, so they had, because obviously he's showing a red flag. You didn't even crash, but there was debris right on that chicane.
Yeah.
But yeah, because a lone marshal chucked a red flag, he then basically the race director had to quickly do it. He's very quick. He was very quick on the wanting to get things going again, though. You know, that red flag got chucked. Yuki got back to the pits 2 or 3 minutes later. They were going again.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. It's been a thing. It was a bit of a thing last season, wasn't it, where they seemed very quick to throw red flags all of a sudden. Compared to previous years.
More this season, they've been quick to throw the red flag.
Yeah.
I understand if there's a big crash like Mick's hitting the barrier and, you know, Tech Pro gets damaged and stuff, got to check it, repair it and stuff. I get red flags for stuff like that. But for certain little things that don't need to be a red flag. I think there was an image actually somewhere of I don't know if it's qualifying or during the race. There was a bird landed on the track.
Yeah, it was when Perez had his lockup.
Yeah. I mean, Perez. I know
Another great show from him.
Yeah, but his tyres were fucked.
Oh yeah.
How he managed to get them tyres to hang on though?
Because he's done this before.
Oh, we know, but didn't he lock that set up?
Yeah, come on, we've said it before. He's got a great ability to drive like he pays for his tyres.
Yeah.
He really has.
I mean, the Ferraris yet again have been good this weekend. Ferrari's chucked protest as well. Ferrari's got a protest in against both Perez and Max because of the pit lane exit. Got chucked out, didn't it?
Yeah.
Max didn't cross it. That one got chucked out with Max after they reviewed the footage, and you can clearly see he did not cross. It looked like he did, but he actually didn't cross it. He was on the line, but he hadn't gone over the line.
Yeah, and also, because when I saw that, the car was counter steering a little bit. So at that point, you sort of get to the point where
he was fighting it.
Yeah,
he was trying to keep it off the line. You know what I mean? He was trying to stop it from going over the line. He didn't have a good. I usually like. I make no secret. I like Max. He did not have a good weekend. He really didn't have a good weekend at all. The car
he seemed to have. Yeah, I think his specialty is faster circuits, and I think Monaco was a bit.
Yeah, it just didn't. He didn't seem on the form that he usually.
I mean, you say he had a bad weekend. I mean, say Leclerc. I honestly feel awful for the guy.
Yeah. He wasn't happy, clearly, by the radio messages.
Oh no, of course he. Well, this is the second year in a row
that
he's looked on track to win his home Grand Prix, and
Curse of Monaco.
I know a lot of drivers live at Monaco, but he was actually born there. He's not just.
No, he's Monegasque. Oh, we know he was born. Yeah, he was born in Monaco. But it's a curse of Monaco with Leclerc. It really is. You got to think. Last year he binned it, got pole and binned it.
Yeah, and then couldn't make the start of the race because he damaged the gearbox.
Yeah. Then he takes out a classic car. That gets binned. With him driving it. But that, granted, it wasn't Leclerc's fault.
Yeah, that was more because it was a brake failure in the car.
Yeah, that was the car. And this time, the Ferrari strategy fucked him. Wasn't him. You could clearly see it wasn't him by the lead he had.
Well, you heard because they told him to pit, then they told him to stay out, stay out, stay out.
Yeah, they told him to box, and then stay out, stay out, stay out. But by the time we heard that message, I don't mind the delayed radio messages, but it was a bit of a shambles because by the time they told him to stay out, he was already in the fucking pit lane.
Yeah, he was beyond. He couldn't pull back out of it.
No, so he got double stacked, and that screwed him.
Which is fair. Yeah, but to be fair, Red Bull did the double stack as well, and I tell you what, they did it with style.
Yeah, but it screwed Leclerc over. Was that double stack, which is a shame. Absolute shame. He was looking on form all weekend.
Oh yeah, I think he had that race pretty much under control till it unravelled around him. I don't think anyone would have caught him.
No. Then it just went completely wrong. Curse of Monaco.
Yeah.
And yes, there's not a lot to really say about it, just apart from it must be gutting.
Oh, I'm kind of, because this year I'm really because I'd like to see Max get another championship, just one that the Hamilton fans can't
Turn around and say
complain about, which they would anyway because that's who they are.
Yeah, but the problem is they then can't say that Max didn't do it fairly because who's leading the fucking championship right now? He is.
But then at the same time, to see Leclerc doing, to see Ferrari pull it back to the top.
Ferrari could be in real shit though. At this moment. There is a possibility both Ferrari and Red Bull could be in trouble.
Budget?
Not the budgets of certain, it's what they've got left in their pool.
What engines are they getting through them?
It's just to do with the engines. Well, Max, I think, was already on his second.
Yeah.
I kind of just... The interesting thing, it was funny watching towards the end of the Grand Prix, obviously after Perez. I'm not funny about the emotion that Perez was going through on that podium, which you could clearly see in his eyes, was when they finished it before they went to the IndyCar, was they showed back last year's couple of clips from last year. So they showed the bit of Stroll and Max, and then they showed you the bit where Hamilton locked up. Who won Azerbaijan last year? Perez.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Because he was the...
He did. And that was just interesting to see that again at the end for Azerbaijan. It was that clip, and Perez won that.
Yeah.
So it could be interesting this year. We haven't got long to wait.
No, is it next week? This weekend after, isn't it?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. Right, so I think the only thing I'll have to do is to ask you the question.
What? It's a question. What's the meaning of life?
42, we know that.
Yeah, no. Azerbaijan is 12.
Baku predictions.
Ooh.
I've already wrote mine down.
You better tell me, though.
I'll tell you, I'm hearing yours first.
To be honest, I want to say Max. Leclerc.
You want to say or you are saying?
Well, I want to say Max, Leclerc, and Perez.
Fastest lap?
Fastest lap? I'm kind of going to put it on Norris.
Right, fair enough. I wrote this down a while ago, actually, while we were talking. My prediction is Verstappen, Perez, Sainz. The fastest lap to Verstappen.
Well, we know Red Bull. Thing is, we know Red Bull are like the faster circuits, and Azerbaijan can be quite a quick circuit.
Yeah. Watch out for the pit lane entrance.
Which has changed.
Or watch out for Chris driving and taking 98% of the field out.
Yeah.
Obviously, I will get Alan's predictions off him when we talk to him. Well, tomorrow night we'll talk to him, won't we?
Yes. But no, Azerbaijan's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's all at reasonable time. Ooh, it's not a reasonable time. It is a reasonable time.
Right.
Well, 10th of June. I'll tell you the practice time. Practice 1, 12. So midday.
Yeah.
Practice 2, 3 o'clock. Practice 3 on the 11th is midday again. Qualifying is 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, if I can get a decent work finish, I might just catch quali then.
the race is midday.
That's not so bad.
Midday till 2. So, yeah. It's going to be a good one.
Yep, certainly is.
Anything else you want to add before?
Just very much in the vein of last podcast, I take some opportunities to wish a happy birthday to Martin Brundle.
Oh, yeah. What about that?
Do you remember last time I shouted out Barrichello?
Yeah.
It just so happens that the day of recording this,
It's Brundle's
it is
birthday.
the birthday of the master of the grid walk.
Or, as Miami's case was, standing.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my last part. I don't know if you've got anything else you want to put into the...
Yeah, did you not want to bring up something to do with Gasly?
Yeah, we kind of didn't... We didn't really mention him during the...
No, we didn't.
As to fill people in here, maybe. Obviously, at the time I was recording this, Perez has signed another 1 year, I think it's 1 year deal, isn't it, with Red Bull?
Yes.
Which has got F1 Twitter
No.
going
2024. 2 years.
2 year.
2 year deal.
Which has got F1 Twitter exploded of what Pierre Gasly's future is going to be.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I mean, I never really saw him going into Red Bull anyway. He's been there once. It didn't work. Now, an interesting theory's appeared, which is Danny Rick's not getting any younger. There's going to be a McLaren seat going free probably in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, where would McLaren go? Gasly is a race winner.
Yeah, but you there's a perhaps Oscar Piastri from F2.
Yeah, this is where I don't know a lot about who's on whose books, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, well, obviously Yuri Vips, because you saw him driving the Red Bull, Checo's Red Bull, so he's part of the Red Bull. Oscar Piastri, there is him. Obviously, Callum Ilot's over in IndyCar, so he was linked with Alpha. You could even bring, like, I don't know, Pat Award across from IndyCar. Because he's McLaren.
Yeah, that was one joke I heard online, which was bring Ward across and watch Gasly get done in by another Mexican.
Yeah, well, Pat Award is the IndyCar driver, so you know.
Yeah.
Then you've got the likes of. Hang on, who was De Vries driving? Did he not drive?
I don't think he ever got a...
Did he not drive a session?
Not that I can remember.
He's Mercedes. He'd be linked to Mr. Williams.
Who
was?
Yeah, but Alex Albon has proven that that's not necessary.
No, he may have proven, but there's Latifi, isn't there? Latifi man's probably not going to last much longer either. Like I said, the rumor mill I heard was Albon could retire. Albon, fuck off. Alonso could retire, and perhaps Gasly could go to Alpine.
Should be another.
I mean, that sounds stereotypical just because the fuck is French.
You gotta admit though, him and Ocon at Alpine would be an interesting combination.
But that's the rumour mill I'd heard, that perhaps Gasly could go to Alpine. Because Ocon's been signed. Alonso hasn't yet. If he's going to remain, he hasn't been signed for next year yet. And AlphaTauri, I don't think, had their signings. And I did see it. I did see the bloody lineups because I told you who had been signed and who hadn't. Because K-Mag's the only one that has for Haas.
Which is the other one, I mean, you were talking about before we come online, Mick Schumacher.
Yeah. I hope they don't can him.
I hope they don't, but at the same time, K-Mag has been kind of outperforming him by a pretty reasonable margin so far this season.
I know, but it'd be a shame because
But I still...
Well, K-Man...
I still honestly believe that Ferrari see him as their future, so they're going to want to keep him.
Exactly. That's the thing, Ferrari.
I mean, let's be honest, Ferrari, in my book, have a good few years of their current driver lineup, assuming nobody gets really pissed off and leaves. They've got two fairly young guys and a lot of potential, so I don't think they're thinking immediate future.
So your driver lineups that have been confirmed at the moment is Max and Perez for Red Bull, Hamilton and Russell for Mercedes for next year. Unless Hamilton gets that pissed at the FIA over this jewellery shit and fucks off.
We can but hope.
Because apparently that had got lapsed. That's another thing that really pissed me off with the FIA. Because it was a case of, right, if he doesn't remove the jewellery by this race, which should have been Spain, then he's getting banned. Then he'll get banned for it, a race ban.
Didn't
happen, did it? Because it lapsed. Coincidentally. Funny that. Fucking embarrassing. FIA. Really embarrassing. They really are. And now you see why I keep calling them embarrassing this year. Because they are. The decisions they're making, they say, they come out with this whole bullshit of underwear and jewellery and all this crap. And they don't enforce what they're saying. It's supposed to be a fucking governing body, for Christ's sake. So anyways, Bottas is the only Alfa Romeo driver signed next year at the moment. Nobody's been revealed for AlphaTauri. Nobody's been revealed for Aston Martin, so Stroll's future could be at risk. Obviously,
I somehow doubt that, but you never know, I suppose.
Well, unless you decide to go Mick and Vettel. But Vettel's might not want to carry on. Vettel was rumoured not to carry on if the car doesn't perform.
Yeah.
So, I really don't want to lose Seb. Leclerc and Sainz, obviously Ferrari, Norris and Ricciardo for next year. Ocon is the only one for Alpine. Magnussen is the only one for Haas, and nobody for Williams. Now, I don't know who Mercedes could have in there.
I think we've had this discussion once before, and that's the issue at the moment. Who would Mercedes bring in? To
go into the Williams, yeah. We don't know. Because the only reserve driver you've got is Van Dorn. Stefan Van Dorn. Or whatever he's called.
The Flying Waffle.
But I hear Kimi's racing NASCAR.
Apparently so.
Fucking suit him though. Man of many little words.
You just need one for NASCAR, don't you? Left.
Yeah. But yeah. We're going to end this one here, guys. So, anything else you want to add? Nope.
No, I think that covers my...
Okay, then. So, yeah. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully, Alan will be back for the Azerbaijan one. He might not be. I don't know yet. But...
depends on his work schedule, doesn't it?
We'll see. So, yeah. Be about 2 weeks' time when we record another one. I'm guessing.
Yep. So, hopefully.
So, yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitch. All links are in the description. And me and David and Alan, if he's here, we'll see you next time. So until then.
So long, folks.
Goodbye for now.